right. So hello, people on Facebook. It's Tuesday. So you know that means we're always
Yay!
talking travel. So how
Happy
was your Tuesday,
Tuesday.
ladies?
Productive.
Productive is good.
Always good, always good. I was trying to get back in the flow of things. I've been off a few days from work, so I'm moving slowly.
It's that first day back. It's that first
hmm
day back.
Yes,
It
yes.
was, it was a regular Tuesday for me. So it was cold though. I mean, it's the second day of spring, but
Mm,
it's still cold.
and it was
Yeah,
wet.
it kind of warmed up slightly, and then once the night fell, it got cold again.
Yeah,
Yes.
it got cold again.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
we have rain
So,
over here.
see, no.
I know.
I'm ready for
I know.
spring and I'm ready for summer to just get here.
Please
I'm
and
ready
thanks.
for fall. The fall here in Kansas is beautiful, so I'm ready for fall. I'm skipping all over into summer. I'll give it in the
All right. So thank you guys for hopping on. It's Tuesday night, so you know that we are talking travel. And tonight we are going to talk with Rachel Black. She is our favorite esthetician, and we're going to talk about skincare and travel. So get your questions ready. You can start putting them in the chat already
Yes.
as we get started. So if you weren't with us last time, I'm going to give you just a quick overview of Rachel's background. It is rather extensive. I'm gonna also
this girl got it, y'all.
Okay, she got it. Her website here. So if you want to read more, then go ahead and go to the website and you can read the About Us page. So I want to introduce you guys to Rachel Black. She is the owner of Glamazon Beauty. She began as a makeup artist in 2003 and a licensed esthetician in 2004. She has worked for brands such as CoverGirl, Maybelline, Anastasia, Beverly Hills. She has worked fashion shows, photo shoots, films, and commercials. Now she's specializing in permanent makeup artistry. So she specializes in eyebrows and lips. And she's also a certified clinical medical assistant and a paramedical tattoo artist. So she helps men and women feel confident by improving the skin that they are in. And that's just a snippet of her bio, y'all. Go ahead, go to the website, check
we
it
can
out.
just do this real quick.
Okay, give up the snaps. Okay, because Rachel is a for real deal,
That's right.
She knows what she's doing. This is over 20 years in this industry.
Yeah.
Right.
It feels,
Yeah,
I'm sure it feels
25.
amazing.
I started when I was 5. I'm only 25.
Right, you started when you was 5. Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly. So, hey Beatrice, thanks for hopping on. So, I think that I want to just dive right into some questions because Rachel, it is wintertime, and I'm telling you, like, I'm dry all over. Everything. My hands are dry, my face is dry, my feet dry. What's happening?
I literally just put cocoa butter on my hands because I wash them so much.
Yeah.
I wash them so much. So Palmer's cocoa butter is what really works for my hands.
Okay.
But yeah,
you can find
this
everywhere
is the dry
too.
season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is easily found. Palmer's cocoa butter. So as we are just in winter, we just got to give up, whatever we were using. So basically, we need to transition to a different moisturizer for the winter.
Correct. You need to definitely go into a heavier, more emollient moisturizer, hand cream, body products, just to replenish that moisture. Because, if you're like me, I still like to take my hot showers, even though the hot shower, I really take them to warm up.
Yeah.
But they aren't necessarily great for your skin because it'll dry you out. Especially if you're not replenishing that moisture once you come out of the shower. So, if I like my hot showers, y'all. I do. I do. But I also replenish that moisture with the, I use The Body Shop. I use their shea butter,
Yes.
their body butter, and it's one
Okay.
of my favorites.
Now that one also works. My mom gave me body butter for Christmas from the Body Shop, and I feel like that's the only thing that has worked for me this winter.
Same. Yeah, I mean, I use it year round. I use it year
Oh, do you?
round. And I like it because it's thick enough for the winter, but in the summer it doesn't leave me feeling like I just bathed in a bucket of chicken or
Okay.
fried chicken. So still gives me the moisture that I need, but not super slimy, greasy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Makes sense.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So
One of
we
my I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead,
one of my questions, I mean, because I'm looking at your eyebrows and they are flawless.
Well, thank you.
Is that micro blading or is that permanent tattooing? Or are they similar or the same thing?
So to answer the first question, my brows desperately need to be filled in. So these are just filled in with a good old MAC brow pencil.
Oh, okay.
So, but they have been microbladed in the past. So,
Okay.
I just have not touched them up yet, and my niece doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to ask her to touch them up for me. But the difference between microblading and micro shading kind of boils down to a few different things: tools and technique.
Okay.
So microblading is done with a handheld tool. I wish I had a pen, but all I got is my lip gloss. And it has a configuration of needles on the end of it, and that is then used to basically make cuts into the skin. It's dipped in pigment, and then cuts are made into the skin, and then that pigment is deposited into those cuts to give the illusion or to give the hair-like strokes.
Okay.
Now, micro shading is done with a machine, and it's very similar to a tattoo gun or pen or whatever you want to call it. And so the technique is different, and it really just kind of depends. Typically, it's done with one needle, and it's like pixelated dots, just layered, to
Okay.
give that eyeshadow, that powdery eyebrow look.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And how-
go ahead.
I was gonna say, how long does each one last?
So microblading will last 1 to 3 years, and micro shading lasts anywhere from 3 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so touch-ups can be done within 4 to 6 weeks after the initial service is done. Just allowing your skin time to heal, and then I tell people, if you get it done and you don't like it, don't get a touch-up. Just let it fade,
Right.
go through the removal or whatever, if you so choose. But if you decide to do the touch-up, you're just adding on time to that. You know what I mean? It kind of starts the clock over again.
You're kind of building it back up, and it starts that
Yeah.
time frame back
Absolutely.
up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it lasts that long, so that's good
It
information
does.
to know.
And people sometimes get a little bit of a sticker shock because they're like, oh, it's, because what I charge is $349. And so they're like, oh, $349 is so expensive. I'm like, yeah, but what are you spending on brow products? So let's just see, let's just, for an example, you are spending, $25. Well, let's just say if you're getting the brow tint, which, could range anywhere from 40 to 50, 60, depends on who's the professional doing it.
Right.
And so let's just say on the low end of $40, and that's every 2 weeks. So that's $80 a month times 12 months. You do the math.
Yep.
So the $349 is definitely
The
a
deal.
better deal than,
And you're not having to go all the time.
yeah, absolutely.
I just got a question that said, which one is less painful?
Neither. So I use
I love
numbing.
that. I love that answer.
I use numbing cream. I mean, it's a needle. It's
Okay.
needles that are, on your face, puncturing the skin. So I start out with the primary numbing, and that numbing lasts for about 30 minutes. And then I come through with what we call secondary numbing. And so that just has tetracaine in it that blocks all the pain inhibitors and all that. So, you'll be fairly comfortable. Some
Okay.
clients, everyone's pain tolerance is different. Some clients are a little more ouchy than others. But I did a lady a few weeks ago, and she was asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I want to
I mean,
be.
if it wasn't for she and I, conversing, chatting it up a little bit, she would have stayed asleep. She's like, oh, I could get my morning nap in. That's how
Nice.
comfortable she was. Yeah.
Okay.
wow, that's interesting.
I know.
So CJ says here, so there's like a long-term temporary tattoo.
Correct. So technically it is semi-permanent. So
Okay.
your permanent is going to be, and just to kind of give you an example. So your traditional tattooing, the pigment, let's just say this is the surface of the skin. And
Okay.
so the pigment is then deposited into the lower dermal layer of the skin. Whereas microblading or microshading, it's just in that upper dermal layer, the epidermis of the skin. So
Okay.
that's the reason why it does not last as long as, permanent or traditional tattooing.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
That's a great question. I get asked that quite frequently. So I always do this, and people are like, oh, okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you also do some permanent things on the lips. What are people getting done to their lips?
So it's basically the same. It's that shading. Remember, I said it's just layers on top of layers
Okay.
on top of layers. So it's like those pixelated dots. And so it's called lip blushing because it's not, you've seen those little old ladies and their lips are like, super bright red or super bright pink. And it's just like their lips come around the corner before they do. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is not your 80s, early 90s lip tattooing. It's totally
Something more
different. It's a
subtle.
What's that?
It's something more subtle.
Something more subtle. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then they don't have to wear lipstick, lip gloss, because they already have a little color there.
They already have the color on.
Okay.
And then also what has really began trending in the last few years is what's called lip neutralization. And so what that is, it's basically lip color on top of, especially those that have like darker lips and they don't want the dark lips. So you can take a color and you can take a pigment color and neutralize the color on the lips to balance, to give a more neutral, natural color to the lips. Because we're people of color and we're multitonal, and that includes our lips.
Right.
So I've seen pictures where, some people have like a really, really dark top lip and then their bottom lip is light. And so they want those, they want that balanced out. And so, it's not always your smokers. It's not always that. It's just that may just be the way you were born. And so it all falls into color theory. It's like what color cancels out what color. So, green cancels out red, orange cancels out blue. So it's just using those colors, determining what color the lips are, and then using the color that's going to cancel or neutralize it out.
Wow,
this is interesting.
I know it was out there. I'm like,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was thinking about when I saw it, I was like, I know some people like to have a really, what is this, a Cupid's bow? So I was like, are people trying to create that? What's going on?
Your Cupid's bow, whatever you have is what you were born with. And so, there's certain parameters that, are not advised to tattoo outside of, because it's just, that border we're not doing, you've seen the girls that do the overlining of the lips. No,
Yes.
we don't do that when we're lip blushing. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Right. Okay, we have a question here. So, can microblading, micro shading fill in thin spots in someone's beard, not patches that are area right by the mouth that fills it in? And last.
That's a great question, Clinton. I would not recommend microblading or micro shading for that. What I would recommend, because it sounds like what you're trying to do is stimulate hair growth in that area. And so what I would recommend is doing some microneedling, some hair restoration, microneedling in those areas to help to stimulate hair growth, so it'll fill in those areas that are lacking hair.
Okay.
And do you perform that service as well?
I do.
Okay.
Oh.
I do. So microneedling, I know that's the next question. So what is microneedling? So microneedling, or the medical term is called collagen induction therapy. And so it's done with a configuration of needles on a handheld device, mechanical device, and controlled injuries. The same way with the microblading and the microshading, these are controlled injuries. It's done to the skin, so there's punctures. I'm just kind of pointing in the area where where Clinton was talking about.
Fill it in at.
So there's punctures that are made into the skin. Of course, we would numb you for that as well. And then while those punctures are open, we then apply serums, human growth serum that helps to stimulate that hair growth in that area. And then throughout the healing process, which will take about 4 to 6 weeks, you continue to apply the serum. This is not a one and done type of service. You'll more than likely need multiple services. I say no less than 3. It just depends. Everyone is different. We just kind of have to play it by ear, but that should stimulate some hair growth in that area.
Okay. And so if you do 3, is it every month or every few weeks?
Every 4 to 6 weeks, because we have to allow the skin
time to heal.
Mm-hmm. And so what those micro injuries or those controlled injuries, what they do, it forces your body to send it's the inflammation process. So you're going to be red, you're going to be pink and all that. You're going to go through that whole healing phase, because then what happens is our body sends more elastin and it sends more collagen, or in this it sends more of those growth factors for the skin in that area that has been treated.
Oh,
so this is a pretty serious thing to commit to.
Yeah,
it definitely is. And I don't sell just one. You have to buy a package, because it's just like going to the gym one time. Are you going to hit your goal weight by going to the gym one time?
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Right.
Plus, you don't want somebody coming in and getting it done one time, and you done told them 3 times, and then they're like, "Oh, this don't work." You're like, "You didn't come for the full treatment."
Well, no,
Right.
they have to buy a package.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you make them get that package, because you're like, you're not gonna go around here busted up.
and as well as the at-home care as well, because it's just, again, it's like going to the gym, working out, and then not drinking water or not changing your diet.
Right.
Right.
It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So you got to commit. We have another question. So Beatrice says, I have a wonderful skincare program I've used for over 30 years. I drink lots of water and I try to eat right. At 70, Beatrice looked like she's 40, okay?
Oh.
At 70, my skin is still pretty elastic and thankfully avoid breakouts on my face and body. However, on occasion during massage, pedis, or reflexology, my skin will shed and slough off like a snake. It's so embarrassing, because I think my scrub and moisturizer routine would prevent that. Why is this, and what can I do to avoid it?
Let me make sure I'm understanding the question. So during the massage, meaning the oil that they use, your skin comes off. I'm not quite I'm not quite clear on what the question is, Beatrice. I'm so sorry. Is the sloughing happening during the massage
That's
or
what it sounds like when she's getting the
Yeah.
massage or the manicure or pedicure.
Or pedicure.
Skin is it's
Shitty.
sloughing off. Like it's, I don't know if it's dry or if it's just dead skin, but she's like, hey, I've got this pretty good routine. I'm drinking all the water. I eat right. But I don't understand why when she's saying when I get a massage, it's just my skin is just pilling basically. Like it's just
that is really weird to me. I'm wondering if it's your skin shouldn't peel with oil. That's what's so puzzling because oil is moisturizing. So
right.
it should not be peeling. That is extremely odd to me.
Okay.
And like I said, maybe I'm just not understanding the question, but if oil is being used, especially, of course, for massages due to the, making sure that there's slip to the skin, there's oil or there's, lotion or something. So something emollient. So if that's just weird to me, Beatrice.
So if you have some additional information, Beatrice, you can put it here.
Yes,
But also you can go to Rachel's website and set up a consultation, and you can talk about it a little bit more. I do have a question, and this is about underarm. So, I hear a lot of women say, oh, when I shave, my underarm gets dark and they don't like that, and we going into summer, spring and summer where we're going to be wearing the tanks. We're going to be wearing the arms, out, the sleeveless things. Is waxing a better option to prevent this, this dark color that comes on?
In my professional opinion, yes.
Okay.
Because waxing is an exfoliating, it's an exfoliating type of service as well. And it's funny that you brought that question up because I'm actually getting ready to launch an underarm care product to help lighten under the arms. Because quite frankly, sis and bro and whoever else is watching, I'm sick of black armpits because there is no need to have black armpits. It's just like, what? Why are your armpits do? What's that?
What can someone do to either prevent it or to, if they have that, what can they do to lighten their skin?
So I'm coming out with a product line that specifically addresses that. So, and I haven't really pushed this service here recently, but now that, like you said, we're going into summer, I do offer a few underarm care services. So the underarm brightening, underarm detox, especially for those that are coming out of your traditional deodorants, and they're going into deodorants that are more or less rather that don't have the aluminum and all that, especially, as women, we should not be wearing that deodorant just because, it increases our chances of getting breast cancer. So that detoxing under your arms and, brightening and using products that are going to help to lighten under that area, and changing that deodorant, because a lot of times that deodorant is really dehydrating the skin. It is literally clogging up the pores.
That makes sense. Because it is a very thick, substance that you're putting there. So that definitely makes sense that it would start to clog up the pores, and that can cause that.
Absolutely.
Well,
and
as soon
I
as
remember in my 20s, I used to wear, traditional deodorant, and I switched, and I noticed that my underarms started to get lighter, as, the months went on. And so, I mean, unless I have hair under there, my underarms are, clear and blemish free. I mean, sometimes I'll get an occasional hair bump, that happens, and of course, as, people of color, we deal with, hyperpigmentation or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So, but eventually it'll go away, as we all know.
As soon as you launch the product, please share it with me so I can share it with everyone
Absolutely,
on the page.
Yes.
So we have another question here, and then
get ready.
Right, we gotta get ready. It is time. And there was somebody else that had like a darkness in their thighs, like on the inside of their thighs. They had
And
kind
I
of
was
the dark.
gonna say, because I have PCOS, and so I have the darkening behind the neck. And so I was always wondering, what can I do?
So that's hormonal.
Yeah.
That what you're experiencing is hormonal. And so it may be better to check with your PCP or your gynecologist to see what would be best for you.
Okay.
The name of the condition is on the tip of my tongue. It's such a long name, but I can't call it because it's a lot of letters. But yes, but keeping that area moisturized too will, just kind of help to like it's blinking like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that.
A little bit, but it's not bad.
Okay. I think I'm gonna turn this other one on.
Okay.
Hey Google, turn off the dining room light. It gets a little wonky sometimes. Okay.
So we'll the other question was about the darkening inside of the thighs.
The darkening inside of the thighs is just from friction. And so the same thing that is used to lighten under the arms can be used to lighten in between the thighs too.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Tiffany, Latasha has a question here. She says, do you also do laser hair removal? Does it also help with the dark areas in armpit?
No, I do not offer laser hair removal. And that laser does not, we have to be extremely, extremely, extremely careful when it comes to laser hair removal as people of color, because not all lasers are good for us. And so to answer the second part of the question, the laser hair removal is only to remove the hair. It's not going to do anything for the pigmentation under the arm.
Okay.
And here is the website, and you can see all of the services that she provides on the website, and you can book through the website. So all of that can be done on the website.
And of course, if you all have any questions, we treat men and women. Men are coming into, this era where they want to have their, their skin taken care of, they want to have their beards taken care of.
Right.
We offer back facials. We offer an array of different services. And I feel like for what I wanted to bring to my community was services that I can do for my people that introduces them to a new realm of self-care,
Right.
and that self-care ain't selfish. As a matter of fact, I call our salon the self-care headquarters. So, come and get your self-care, whether you're a man or a woman, bring your tweens and your teeners and, all of the people, even the silver generation. One of my clients brought her mom, surprised her with a facial one day. She didn't know where she was going. It was so precious. She had her pearls on and everything. She didn't know where she was going. She was just tickled to get this facial, and it just tickled me to give it to her. It was just a really sweet experience to take.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
We have a little clarification here. Beatrice says it's like lots of little rubber rubbings.
Oh, okay. It sounds like maybe they're using, when it comes to the feet, maybe they're using the sloughing lotion, which will slough off the dead skin. Now, as far as the massage part, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what they're using. And I'm also a retired nail tech too. So So I know, there is a sloughing lotion. It's a lotion. The more you rub it, the more it kind of exfoliates a little of the dead skin off. So maybe that's what's going on with the feet, but I'm not sure what's going on with the massage part of the body. I'm not sure.
What is
one other
one
thing-
thing?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what is one thing? I'm in my 40s that I should have in my routine as far as taking care of my skin.
You should definitely incorporate retinols,
Retinol. Okay.
sunscreen,
Mhm.
and oils.
Okay.
Yeah. We definitely, and serums. I'm sorry, I almost forgot serums. Because we're at this point, we're trying to we're trying to turn back the hands of time. So making sure that you exfoliate and making sure that you moisturize and incorporating your oils like jojoba oil or sweet almond oil are great. Excuse me. And serums that are going to target anti-aging. So
Okay.
hyaluronic acid, retinols, all of those yummy things. And serums are, if you've ever been, to the counter and you see a bottle of serum and literally it's like this much
Yes.
for $199.99.
Yeah.
It's because it's so potent. It has so much, like, it's so powerful. And that's why this little container costs $199.99,
Okay.
because it's got all the good stuff in it that's in that one little small container, and it's going to work. And we offer a line of serums. I purchased a medical grade microneedling device, and so I carry some of the product line. So there's like great serums, pure hyaluronic acid. I use, and I have fallen madly in love with this vitamin C and E serum. That is just the bee's knees. And I absolutely love it, but I'm such a skincare junkie. I mean, I'm skincare product junkie,
Right.
but I love this one. I really, really do. Because it's kind of oil based without being oily. And I love my oils, even though I'm an oily skin girl. It's just, can you tell I like it?
Yes. Yes.
You
So
gotta
you mentioned
glow.
exfoliate a couple of times. How often should we be exfoliating?
2 to 3 times a week. And here's the thing, 3 different ways to exfoliate. I think we talked about this the last time. You have your chemical exfoliant, you have your physical exfoliant, and you have your mechanical exfoliant. So your chemical exfoliant, that's your retinol scrubs, that's your glycolic, salicylic acid, glycolic, salicylic, lactic. That's the one I was looking for. So those are your chemical exfoliants. Then you have your physical exfoliants. Those are your scrubs that have the little the granules in them. Apricot scrub is not for you. It's not for nobody. Scrub.
Y'all heard that, right?
Right.
There's a meme that I share quite frequently, and it says, "Friends don't let friends use St. Ives apricot scrub." Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. Because it has crushed walnut pieces in it. And
Right.
if you
I
think
remember you
about
saying that.
crushed walnut pieces, if you crush up a walnut, those pieces are jagged and pointy, and and then you're going to use that to scrub your face with it. No, ma'am, no, sir. So you want to use, I would much rather you use a product that had like sugar or salt if you just, couldn't, just to get that exfoliation. But the other product line that I carry, Skin Script, they have a exfoliating product, and the beads are perfectly round. They're perfectly spear. So you don't have the jaggedness that you would from the walnut pieces, or, from any other, whatever these product companies are using to create a scrub with. And then you have your mechanical. So your mechanical, those are like your spin brushes or the ultrasonic, the ones that vibrate, those are your mechanical. So if you think about 2 to 3 times a week, it doesn't always have to be with a physical scrub. It doesn't always have to be with a chemical scrub, and it doesn't always have to be with a mechanical scrub. You can, kind of mix. You can
Mix it.
mix it up.
Okay.
So Cindy's question is, how about Zom charcoal scrub?
I'm not familiar with that brand. I'm familiar with charcoal. Charcoal is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite because it's very it detoxifies. And so I think charcoal is great to use, especially for like acne prone skin or something along that line. Even if you're just having a breakout, or even if it's just a mask. I love a good charcoal mask. I actually use a charcoal cleanser from SkinScript, which is the company, one of the brands that I carry, that I absolutely love. Because like I said, I'm oily, and this particular product has the charcoal, and it has kaolin clay in it. And we know, kaolin clay kind of helps to absorb the oil. So I really love a good charcoal, whatever. I think charcoal is great. I brush my teeth with a carbon, charcoal carbon whitener that one of my very good friends creates, and my teeth are like pearly white.
You might have to send me that. Beatrice's question here is, what is the most effective way to minimize the appearance of cellulite?
Come see me.
There you go.
Right there.
Come see me.
I saw it on the website. So
come see me.
You can book there.
Especially if you're talking about in your thigh area. Yeah, I have a service. It's called Glorious Thighs Cellulite Reduction Treatment, because we want those thighs glorious, honey. Thunder and lightning. The left side is thunder, the right side is lightning.
I love it.
So, if they got to clash together, then, we want them looking good.
Right. So as we wrap up, if we are packing our bag and we are traveling, we're going 5 to 7 days, what do we need to take with us?
Depends on where you're going.
Okay.
We're going to say beach.
Yep, we'll say beach.
Bright and sunny.
So you're going somewhere sunny. So the necessary things to have is definitely, number one is sun protection. So, sunscreen, sunblock, a hat. You either want sunblock for your lips, for your body, of course. And depending on how long you're going to be in the sun, you just make sure that SPF is nice and high. If you feel like you're still out there cooking, and you've got like a, 65 or 75, go higher. Because, just because we are people of color does not mean that we don't burn. I have been sunburned before, and it is no fun.
No,
I have to.
It is very ouchy. So definitely sun protection. Also a good cleanser, because if you're going to be in the sand, you want to, just make sure that, you're getting all that off of your skin. And, you just want to replenish. You want to replenish what the salt water snatched out. So, replenish that moisture. I feel like I'm leaving something out, but that's what I got right now.
Okay, so we would do a sun protection, a cleanser, and moisturizer. And then when we come back, how soon do we need to be booking a facial with you? Because we get outside for 7 days.
Yeah. You'll peel. 5 to 7 days. As soon as your schedule allows you to. Really. I had a client that went to Africa. She spent like 12 days in Africa, and she, she's very, very, not very, very fair, but she's pretty fair. And she was just like, I was just slathering on sunscreen, just slathering it on. So she said, I had to get here for a facial, to kind of, degunk my pores, from all the sun protection that I was giving myself over, in the original sun. That's the
Right.
original sun in Africa.
Right. For real there.
Yes. And if we were going somewhere, let's say it wasn't sunny, not going to a beach, someplace colder, Carrie and I talk about going to Iceland all the time. We are
Mhm.
going to Iceland.
We are going. I was
Would
supposed to
we
be doing that
pack
this year.
something different? I mean, we wouldn't
Definitely. You want to
yeah,
go
taking
with
the
your
sun protection.
Yeah. You want to go with your heavier moisturizers,
Okay.
your more emollient moisturizers, because those Arctic temperatures will literally like suck the moisture out of your skin.
Mhm.
Make sure you have your lip care. You may even want to take a nice exfoliating, product. Make sure you pack, a nice oil, something that's going to also, help lock it in. And some estheticians are not fans of Vaseline, but I am, because you can moisturize your skin and then seal it in with Vaseline. Seal that
Okay.
moisture in with Vaseline.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I know for me, sometimes in the winter months when my lips get really, really dry, I use EOS, the lip balm and the ball. But
Mhm.
sometimes if it's really, really dry, then I'll put my EOS on, and then I'll follow it up with the Vaseline just to lock that moisture in. And that's what I put on my lips before bed. So that will hold the moisture in.
Mhm.
And so that's what I would recommend. And still
Okay.
too, protecting your skin, still,
Right.
still wearing sunscreen. You don't have to wear one as, the number doesn't have to be as high, but definitely the
Mhm.
sun is still out even if it's cold.
Yeah,
Okay.
The
yes,
sun
it
And
is.
that's one
UV
thing we
rays are
typically
out.
don't do. Yeah, like
We forget
once
about that.
August hit, September, we're not doing sunscreen anymore. So yeah,
Mm-mm.
that would be something to
I do
consider.
sunscreen year around.
Yeah. Oh,
Year
wow.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And it does expire, y'all. If y'all didn't know, sunscreen does expire.
It
It really
does.
does.
It does. Yeah, it has a shelf life.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make sure
We
you're taking inventory of your products and stuff, and
Mhm.
just making sure that you're not putting anything that's expired. Just like you wouldn't put anything that's expired in your body, don't put it
Right.
on your body.
Okay. And when I get my facial, the next thing I want to get is a back facial. You gave me you recommended a product for me that I've been using. Don't my skin look good?
Your skin looks amazing. I was gonna
It's
wait
glowing.
and say, but yes, it
Yes.
looks amazing.
Yeah, so I thank you so much. I've been using that and I've definitely been getting my water in. Is there a link you have so that other people can look at the products that you have available? And when I ordered it, y'all, it was shipped direct to my house. I didn't have to come back or anything.
We ship it
You don't have
directly
a
to
link?
your house. It's
Yep.
like come in for the consultation, or I'll even do a virtual consultation via FaceTime if you're not
Mhm.
in the Indianapolis area. So don't let that stop you from,
Okay.
getting on a good skincare regimen. But yeah, we'll ship it directly to your house. And then it comes fairly quickly too. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
typically if I order on a Monday, I'll have it by Friday.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
just a couple of days. Do you
Mhm.
have a link to that or do you need to come in
So
with
I'm working
consultation
on
first?
adding products to my
Okay.
online store. So that's on my to-do list. But in the
Okay.
interim, what I can do if we do a consultation virtually or in person is recommend those products, get your address, and then just ship them right to you. I typically have some samples that you can take along with you. And then the company is really good about sending samples as well. So I like to use those in my my toiletry bag, to take on my trips, so I
Travel.
don't have a big old,
big-
Right.
6.5-ounce bottle and, have to worry about it getting smashed and, cracked or whatever. So you'll have your little sample bottles that you can just pack in your to-go bags.
Mhm.
Love it.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We could talk all night.
You really could.
And I
I'm
know-
like, I got more questions. I'm like, no.
Right. We got questions we didn't even get to. But
I
guess
know.
what? You'll have to
No,
come
look,
back
look,
and
we
we'll
don't
have to
have
talk
time?
about this again.
Is it one more
Yes, we're
question?
at 45 minutes. Can you believe
Yes,
that?
the time just flew by.
It
Yes.
goes fast. Yes. So thank you so much. You guys check out Rachel's. She's on Facebook as well as Instagram. And I have her website here. Book that consultation. You will not.
Don't.
Listen, y'all. Before I was with Rachel, she asked me what I use on my face. I was like, soap. I was that person. So now
Not
I have my
anymore.
cleanser, and I'm actually not just putting soap on my face. And y'all see me? I'm looking good.
And it looks, oh my gosh, it looks really, really good.
Thank
look
you.
Good,
Thank
you look good with a T.
Good.
Thank you. Latasha said that she's going to book one.
Okay.
But yes,
I'm
Indianapolis, even
I'm
if you're not
coming
in
there.
Indy.
Next
Yeah,
time
Yes.
I'm
if
in
you're not
Indy,
in
I'm gonna
Indy,
do it.
just make sure you put in the notes that you want a virtual consultation
Virtual.
and how I should contact you. So if you don't, you know, I won't know.
Right.
You tell me,
Right.
I don't know. You know, just based on you booking your appointment if you're local or if you're not local. So,
Gotcha.
but I would absolutely love to help you. If you have just questions or anything, feel free to email me. My email address is hello@glamazonbody.com.
Okay,
Yes.
that's cute.
There you go. So we have no excuses to be ashy
None.
or any of that. Okay.
None.
No
None.
Or
excuses.
with them black
Yeah.
armpits. No, ma'am.
Okay, none of that.
Yes.
Rachel is getting us together. Thank you so much for talking to us, Rachel. We appreciate it. Thank you
My
guys for asking questions and tuning in. We will be back. We'll probably come back in the spring, and we're going to talk about what we should be doing in spring because our skincare kind of changes with the season.
For sure.
So we need to stay up with that. And as those of us who are mid 40s or older, we definitely got to get our routine together.
For sure. For sure.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Thank you.
Bye. Y'all have a good one.